President, I'd like to make a substitute motion that the Senate concur in House amendments to Senate Bill 1.
Questions on substitute motion? Senator Lamar.
It is ironic that those that had preached at the very beginning that we ought to mandate a reduction in property taxes at the local level were those last night in the House of Representatives that were voting to reconsider that very motion that had passed earlier and kill that effort. So in essence, what we're going to be doing is giving more monies to school districts, whether they need it or not, with no instructions from the legislature that they ought to give that local fund assignment reduction to the local taxpayers. But more than that, what grieves me is the fact that we have backtracked on our commitment supposedly to increase our funding under equalization to ensure that the children who, for no fault of their own, live and attend in poor school districts, that they must continue, unfortunately, to bear the responsibility of a system that unfortunately does not relieve the difference, the disparity. Instead of closing the gap, as we are so able in this special session.
You lower that local fund assignment, you're relieving the taxpayer, and you're not going to concede the people of this state by a statement to the contrary.
Senator,
that's exactly what that bill does, and you know it.
Senator, would you guarantee to us here today that the local school boards would in effect pass on that savings to the local taxpayer?
Senator, when you relieve the local fund assignment, you're helping the homeowner and the taxpayer. I don't care what you say on the floor of this Senate, that is true, isn't it?
Well, the feeling is mutual, Senator, that they are not going to do it unless we mandate.
Adoption substitute motion.
22 ayes, 7 no.
Being 22 ayes and 7 noes, the motion to concur prevails. All Senate bills on first reading.
Okay.
Okay, tape's rolling, camera's rolling.
Senator, what do you think about the bill that's come out? Is Texas headed for the courthouse on the school finance?
Oh, I think we'll be in the courthouse regardless of what bill would have passed. It always happens that any new or variation to the school finance plan is tested for constitutionality. As you know, the present system is undergoing 2 constitutional tests right now. One in the federal court here in Austin, and the other case in the state Supreme Court, which was filed by the Farmers Branch Carrollton District.
What is the Farmers Branch Carrollton case?
Well, their basic complaint is on this question of lack of equalization of the poor districts having, by reason of that fact alone, having to charge more taxes than richer districts have to raise the amount of money available to them from the state. The Leander case in federal court challenges the fact that not all property is on the tax rolls.
Intangible property is not taxed.
Right.
Do you think that the legislature will be back in 2 years dealing with the same issue again?
Yes, it has to, because this bill is only a 2-year bill, just as the one we passed 2 years ago was only a 2-year bill. I had hoped that we could get around to finding a way to pass a permanent school finance package, but the interest and the votes just weren't here this year.
How do you feel about this bill compared to the bill that was reported out by the conference committee that you killed in the closing minutes of the legislature?
This bill, truthfully, is a little better than the conference committee report. It It's not as much better as I had hoped, but it is better than the conference committee report. So if we didn't accomplish anything else, we did get a little more done by killing the conference committee report.
Okay.